it's just you're making processes. You have to you'll be told that okay, you have to make something, and this is the process. Now you have to design the equipments. You have to decide which way of producing the chemical is the correct way, the economic way, should I say. Sorry, not the correct, but the economic way, which gives you the most profit. So basically that's what chemical engineers would be doing. As a chemical engineer, you have a lot of options. You can go into food, you can go into dyes, pharmaceuticals, oil and gas, just normal chemicals, any field, basically almost any field except for probably IT. But then IT too dwells in semiconductors and all those things, so they might also employ you, but largely it's just EPC companies, engineering, procurement and contract companies. Then you will have big companies like Shell. For the first 2 quarters at least, it's like almost each and every day college that you'll have 3 subjects, and all the 5 days of the week you have lectures. At least 2 to 3 days would be entire days of college, and probably 1 or 2 would be just half day colleges. That's it. It's like I said, it's a really intensive course, unlike what I've heard in for US and Canada. You need a total of 120 credits to pass, of which almost 30 credits should be handled as compulsory courses in the first 2 quarters. Then the the third quarter is electives. The fourth is a mandatory design project. And then the second year is your thesis and an internship. I don't think there's an issue about the people in the courses. There is one course that has a lot of competition, that is the Dutch course. If you want to learn Dutch, there are limited seats, so yeah, that causes a lot of problem, but usually most people are able to get it. In chemical engineering, I have to get 12 credits, of which 6 credits have to be from chemical engineering. The other 6 can be from any course that I want. So it can be from mechanical, computers, aerospace, or even business, anything that I want. Switches are possible, but it completely depends during that time. It can happen, it cannot also. So I wouldn't count on those yet. But then definitely you can talk to the program coordinators and have it sorted out. In chemical engineering, mainly there are 3 specializations. There's nuclear engineering, there is chemical product design, and then there's process engineering. These are the 3 main specializations in chemical engineering at TU Delft. And I think at the start you will have to tell them in which specialization do you want to go into. The most number of students are from process. Then there's by the number of students, then the lesser amount is in chemical product design, and the least are from nuclear engineering. I would just make something clear. TU Delft is a very research-oriented university. So I would request the students to just go through the electives, everything properly before deciding on this, because you'll find a lot of courses that are very much research-oriented, that they help you while research and not for an industry. The research groups that I would recommend is I think it might get too technical right now, but I can mention a few, like catalysis is something that they really work on. And then they work a lot in transport phenomena, which is basically the fluids and everything, and computational too. These are just some of the things that in chemical engineering a lot of attention is paid. Advice that I would give the students is that be ready to fail the exams. People fail here crazily. In one of the subjects, actually, you would have almost 50% of the students that have failed. So at TU Delft, as such as maintaining for the first 2 quarters in chemical engineering, at least, it's the passing that is the most hardest. And maintaining for a good this thing is just keeping up with the tutorials, paying attention in class, and just working each and every day. That's the only advice that I can give them, because some exams are really concept based, so you won't have anything like in India where you can just refer the past year question papers and you will be able to nail the next question paper. They sometimes take a lot of effort in creating their own questions. One of the subjects for me, they had given, you would have one question, like the professor had set up the paper exactly in the manner that he would give an example question from the textbook. The second question would be something of a medium, a moderate difficulty, and the third question would be of the most difficult, because he would create his own problem. So he would make the paper such that you manage to pass, but scoring requires something much more than just remembering stuff. You need to understand the concepts and be able to apply them also. The college itself will send you a mail with everything. They'll tell you these are the prerequisites, these are the books that you need to refer, these are the chapters that you need to refer before coming here. So the subject makes sense to you. So it's everything given completely by the college. They'll give you everything, like what you need to study, or rather what you need to know before coming here.